From small fourth wall breaks like winking at the camera, to plot holes with the Watterson house that don't make any sense, the creators of Gumball love breaking the fourth wall. So in this video, I went through all 280 episodes of the amazing world of Gumball, and gathered all the fourth wall breaks I could find. Let's start in Season 8 and work our way back, starting with the rewrite. In this episode, they don't just break the fourth wall, but they nuke it. The entire premise is about Rob literally rewriting the ending of Season 6 to stop Gumball and Darwin from finding out the truth. What is the truth that he's hiding? Well, it's that they're living inside of a TV show. Yes, the characters are now literally aware that they're in a TV show. It doesn't get more meta than that. Plus, there are some small fourth wall breaks with the brothers questioning different odd occurrences, like the camera changing perspective, how their bodies can contort into grotesque looking creatures, but then be changed back to normal, and most importantly, why they can do this with their butts. The Necroprancer is next. And in this episode, Darwin tries to find Carrie a body after Gumball refuses to keep being her temporary body for when they make out. When Gumball complains about how awful it is being possessed, he compares it to having a streaming service without ads.
Because my body's been hammered more than the skip ad button on a streaming service.
Funnily enough, this is a fourth wall break as Gumball streams on Hulu, and their basic plan has ads. The pants is next. And in this episode, Banana Joe just starts randomly wearing pants, which Gumball absolutely despises. He just cannot handle the change, and constantly bothers Banana Joe until he's had enough. He goes on a meta fourth wall break rant about how pretty much everyone in Elmore is literally naked, so why can't he just wear what he likes? The tracking is next. And in this episode, Richard makes a bet with Harold that whoever is in better shape by the end of the week has to pay the other's bills for an entire month. In order to beat Harold, Richard gets a fitness tracker watch, which each of the family members takes turns using. Gumball tries using the watch, but he can't get anything done. And when Darwin uses the watch, it also doesn't help. When Gumball gives the watch to Anais, he says that the problem was probably because Gumball couldn't perform well while being watched. And after he says this, he very creepily turns towards the camera and looks straight at us. The labels is next. And in this episode, Mr. Small is fired, as the school has found a newer and better guidance counselor, Mrs. Combs. Gumball and Darwin are outraged by this, and go to Principal Brown's office, where they meet Mrs. Combs and immediately get labeled. Gumball gets labeled as bad, and Darwin gets labeled as vulnerable. She then goes around and starts labeling everybody else in school. The fourth wall break in this episode is supposed to be commenting on schools in real life, as there's a lot of schools that labeled kids as bad or disobedient, which makes them feel cornered and manipulated. Next up is the diary. In this episode, Gumball and Darwin find diary entries for someone professing their love for a guy named Wilson, whom they believe is written by Claire. The first fourth wall break comes when Gumball and Darwin try to find the book to conceal the pages of the diary. The book they decide to use is one describing how the British Empire was a positive to the world, which is clearly a sarcastic jab at the Empire. The next fourth wall break in this episode is a lot more convoluted. So it says in the description of this episode that Gumball and Darwin think that the diary belongs to Claire. The only reason why Gumball and Darwin believe the diary belonged to Claire is because in the previous episode revolving around Claire, the vibes were the same, which Gumball and Darwin would only know if they watched the episode. So I think it's a pretty clear fourth wall break. The Unfollow is the final episode we're going to be looking at in Season 8, and this episode is just one massive fourth wall break. The plot of the episode revolves around their biggest fan, Sarah, not wanting to be their fan anymore. The premise already breaks the fourth wall, as Sarah is meant to be a stand-in for fans in real life of the show who are crazy and obsessive. But then we see in Gumball and Darwin's attempts at regaining Sarah's love that one way is by literally increasing their animation budget, with them now looking like a 60s cartoon. Lastly, they directly reference Skibidi Toilet, with Gumball and Darwin saying that they need to intellectually stimulate Sarah in order to gain her love back. This just clearly shows how the writers love breaking the fourth wall, and want to tell us how stupid Skibidi Toilet is. But next, let's move on to some fourth wall breaks from Season 7. happen. First, let's start with the portrait. In this episode, the entire Watterson family wants to get a family portrait, but their new family members keep coming in and interrupting them. The fourth wall break in this episode is one of my personal favorites, as it addresses something that has been in the background for 14 years, that being the portrait of the Watterson family that has remained unchanged. They even address one of the most common questions about the portrait, being why do they look so shocked?
Besides, it's not just that photo. My birthday dinner, Christmas time, the one and only vacation we had last year.
To be honest, I never thought that they would talk about this photo, and I especially didn't think they'd address that question. We also have, in the same episode, a pizza that can walk that is wearing glasses, which is meant to be a nod to Pizza Steve, another character from the show Uncle Grandpa. And this crossover counts as another fourth wall break. But now, let's move on to the wrinkle. And yet again, this one is pretty interesting, with the camera literally breaking in this fourth wall break. Next, we have the gut, and just like the Necroprancer from earlier, the writers prove that no one's off limits in this episode, as the gang watch trash TV on a streaming service called Hulu. This is clearly a reference to Hulu, the streaming service that Gumball airs on, so I think it's pretty easily the best fourth wall break in this season. Next, we have the entrance. In this episode, Gumball and Darwin want to make a grand entrance into Tobias's party, so they need to get new outfits. We see them trying different outfits, which get increasingly more flamboyant and outrageous. In fact, these outfits are literally the same outfits that celebrities like Rihanna and Bad Bunny wore to the Met Gala. So these outfits are clearly a fourth wall break. Next, we have the app, and the fourth wall break in here is really obvious. In this episode, Nicole and the rest of Elmore download an app called ClickSat, where you can share videos that are short form, vertical, and completely stupid. This is clearly a parody of Reels and TikToks. But what about the episode The Boring, where the entire concept of this episode is actually a fourth wall break, because every time they talk to Molly, it quite literally freezes their world. If this isn't a fourth wall break, I don't know what is. But now, let's talk about the distance. And in this episode, Gumball and Darwin seem to be getting a little too close. So Nicole makes Darwin a new bedroom and splits the two apart for a while. Now, looking at the previous track record of whenever the Watterson family tries something, you'd probably guess that something bad would happen, and that's exactly right. But the interesting part is that the writers are aware that people would probably pick up on this and make a joke about it in the episode, with Anna Yeast betting that this idea would go bad in 24 hours.
I bet you $1 that this plan is gonna blow up in your face in less than 24 hours.
Well, officer, what are the charges?
But now, let's move on to the burger, with the entire intro of it being a fourth wall break, because at the beginning, Gumball and Darwin wake up in a super dusty house after sleeping for 7 years. And although this seems like a funny excuse, it's actually the amount of time since we got our last episode of The Amazing World of Gumball. Now, let's move on to season 6, starting off with the biggest cliffhanger in Gumball history, the Inquisition, when Superintendent Evil, who turns out to just be Rob in disguise, shows up at Elmore Junior High. He calls out their cartoon behavior, basically confirming that they're just cartoon characters.
I've had enough of your cartoonish conduct.
He then tries to turn everybody into humans, and Gumball and Darwin take it to themselves to turn back to their original forms. And when Gumball successfully turns Banana Joe Bat, this happens. In the episode The Mess, Gumball and Darwin are put in charge of watching Penny's little sister, Polly. But since they've stayed up all night watching videos, they are completely sleep deprived, and they think they've lost Polly, so they go searching for her. But they keep dozing off and waking up in chaotic moments they don't even remember getting into, which leads to this moment.
What is happening here, man? It's like our lives are being edited by some 13-year-old vlogger or something.
In the episode The Web, the adults in Elmore are completely stupid on how to use technology and basic internet safety, and they make a song on how gullible they are to things on the internet. And if you take a closer look at the background, a headline of a news article reads, "How to know if you live in a TV show." In the episode The Agent, Leslie asks why Gumball is dressed weirdly, which leads to this awkward moment.
Well, it all started at swim club. And wait for it.
In the flashback, Gumball ends up getting a tuxedo from the Lost and Found. After losing him in Darwin's clothes, and with his new suit, Gumball starts acting like James Bond, posing in different angles and saying the most random things on camera, like he knows we are watching him.
And I think I know just the robot.
Bobbert!
Yes, I was trying to be mysterious.
But Bobbert's the only robot we know.
Yes, all right.
In the episode The Factory, Gumball and Darwin are excited to visit Nicole's workplace, imagining it'll be all sunshine and rainbows. While listing what they expect to see, Gumball actually whistles the song that ends up playing later.
We'll see all the colors be mixed in the palette by Dancing Unicorn.
Let's find out how they put these magic colors in the sky.
With unicorns and pixies, candy cane and apple pie.
The next fourth wall break happens inside the Rainbow Factory, when Gumball and Darwin press a big shiny red button. The factory starts exploding with bright colors, and the paint literally splatters on screen. In the episode The Future, Rob kidnaps Barbara Banana to use her to paint the future, and after a search for her and a whole fight later, Rob is erased from existence, but then painted back in the void. When Gumball suggests they'll see him again in the future, Barbara Banana says,
There is no future.
as she looks at the camera. In the episode The Silence, Gumball and Darwin can't keep up a conversation, which leads Darwin to say this.
Yeah, it goes limper than an animator's handshake.
Probably not the best idea to insult people who literally draw you. Later in the episode, Darwin gets trapped in a dumpster car. Gumball then uses his knowledge of his best friend to track him down. Along the way, he finds Darwin's shoe and mentions that it has holes, just like bad TV plots that rely on lazy writing to solve big problems.
And what are the Swiss famous for? Cheese. And Swiss cheese is full of holes. And what else has holes in it? Plots of bad TV shows that use hack writing to resolve an important bit of action.
He even looks right at the camera while saying it. I wonder what show he's talking about. In the episode The Buddy, Anais and Jamie, probably the most random duo in the universe, get blamed for giving the school computers a virus, so they team up and try to find the real culprit. At one point, they ask the librarian, who last checked out the dictionary, but since they're in a library, they have to whisper. So quiet, in fact, that captions appear, and when a sound doesn't play, but it's shown in the captions, Jamie points at it asking what it is. In the same scene, it's mentioned that Gumball and Darwin were sailing the 7 seas while watching cartoons on pirating websites. Anais asks why people use those sketchy sites. She starts to explain how they always freeze, then immediately freezes herself mid-sentence. In the episode The Drama, when Gumball confronts Darwin about Carrie and her ex meeting together, Darwin asks if he was spying on them, which leads to this moment.
Grow up, Darwin. It's the 21st century. Everyone's spying on everyone. There's probably someone watching us right now. Huh? What?
In the episode The Ghouls, it's Halloween in Elmore, and everyone joins in to sing the song directly to us, the viewers, all about how much they love Halloween, from the candy to the scamming. In the episode The Ad, Richard blows all their money for groceries on a horse named Wonder Club, which Nicole actually has prepared for a scenario like this, but the buyers can't pick up the horse till next month, so now the family has to figure out how to survive until then. After Gumball's funny joke about using his college trust fund, Richard decides to call an old friend, Don Lucino Pizzeria, and during their conversation, Richard's arm goes over the split screen and even pushes a button to switch the other side to static like a remote. Anais then proposes they rent out their house, which gives the rest the idea of money, except for Richard, who is thinking of this, as everyone else looks an absolute whore. In the episode The Understanding, Principal Brown introduces a new kid named Peter Pepperoni and plays his xylophone with a familiar theme.
Oh, that'll do.
After that, he gets Gumball and Darwin to show Peter around the school. Gumball immediately thinks it's because of his flawless fashion sense, which leads to this.
Well, I can see why you came to us. You want a pair of guys down with the streets, just a couple of cool dudes who are so confident in their fashion choices, they haven't changed their outfits in 6 years.
And the same kind of joke happens right after, with a character named Pants Bully.
Hygiene violation order? I guess serving hot dogs in my underwear for 6 years was gonna catch up with me one day.
Yeah, it's definitely time to wear something on top of his underwear while serving hot dogs. In the episode The Transformation, when trying to help Penny and her family settle an argument about her shell, Penny's mother cries in a bucket through her eye holes, which leads to this interesting question.
If you think that's weird, imagine what it's like going to the bathroom. Yeah, oh, maybe don't.
On a real note, how do they use the bathroom? In the episode The Spin-Offs, Rob hijacks the channel and tries to replace Gumball with other shows. When that fails, he asks the internet to find one kids would love, which is Scooby-Doo. But because it's on a different channel, it leads to this moment.
Great. Then from now on, children, you should give up on Gumball and watch this other guy.
But isn't that on a different channel? So...
No, wait!
In the episode The Shippening, Sarah finds a magic notebook from the Awesome Store, where whatever she draws becomes real. And on the cover, you'll see the Cartoon Network logo slapped right on it. But with such power, of course, Sarah ships everyone across Elmore, which makes for some interesting ships, to say the least. And in one scene with Hot Dog Guy and Claire, the waves of love are a little too real, when actual waves appear, and the camera gets wet, but afterwards, we see more of Sarah's weird ships, with one of them being Gumball and Carrie, which Darwin says,
I mean, you're gonna steal Carrie from me! It's supposed to be Car-Win, not Car-Ball! You home-wrecking woman-eater!
But as Gumball, Darwin, and Sarah try to fix all the chaos, Gumball starts running out of ideas to break couples up, and he keeps repeating himself, saying,
What? You think you can just lock 3 people in a room and pressure them to keep coming up with gold? Eventually, they'll start repeating material. I mean, what? You think you can just lock 3 people in a room and pressure them to keep coming up with gold? Eventually, they'll start
In the episode The Candidate, it starts off in pure chaos, with everyone fighting each other, which Gumball pauses to explain what happened. Long story short, they got locked in a room, ran out of food, started arguing, and ended up electing Gumball as their leader, which obviously did not turn out well. As we go back to Gumball, this happens.
Gumball, what are you doing?
I'm dictating my memoir. What do you think of the title? An eagle amongst pigeons.
In the episode The Anybody, Gumball and Darwin chase Clayton all over Elmore as he shapeshifts into different characters and causes total chaos. It then all leads to a chase, where Gumball and Clayton switch places, and Clayton starts bragging about how a typical Gumball episode goes.
That's just what we do. We run around for a while and then we save the day.
There's usually a bit more to it than that!
You're right. Sometimes we sing.
In the episode The Cringe, Gumball and Hot Dog Guy try to confront once and for all why they're so awkward around each other. They try a talent show performance, a fake father-son talk, and even a memory box that reveals a lifetime of uncomfortable moments, and destroy all their past memories and settle everything out with a hug that's finally not awkward anymore. But after everything, the hands from before come back and punch both of them. In the episode The One, Tobias believes he's much closer to Gumball than he actually is, inserting himself into conversations as if he had the same bond to Gumball that Darwin does, even bringing up a past experience in the episode The Phone and claiming he was a part of it. But when Gumball finally confronts Tobias, he admits what was really bothering him.
What do you mean there are unspoken differences between types of friends and that we're kind of okay friends but not best friends?
Well,
What do you mean this all stems from a narcissistic delusion brought on by my inner fear about facing my true place in the universe?
In the episode The Vegging, Gumball and Darwin decide to pull a Richard, aka doing absolutely nothing, but the universe clearly has other plans, throwing everything at them to get them moving, from alien invasions to a complete downfall of Elmore, which after all that, Darwin finally says,
I think we should stop tuning things out. I'm kind of losing the plot here. Meh.
Then when Gumball reached for the remote, this happens.
you know what? Forget it.
And for the final fourth wall break, you'll need to look really closely at the TV screen when Gumball is dealing with his burrito order, which if put together would say the show ends after season blank. In the episode The Rival, when Gumball and Darwin try to teach baby Anais a lesson by putting her in a box and leaving her outside. Except she was never in the box, but they didn't know that. And when the box gets taken to the dump, almost getting destroyed, Gumball steps right in before that can happen. season, making for a funny gag.
Oh, I guess there is an advantage to being 2D.
But now, let's move on to season 5. And as we keep progressing forward, there will be less fourth wall breaks in every season. And that's because as the show went on, it started getting more meta. But trust me, the quality of these fourth wall breaks don't get any worse. And in fact, I think they get better. Cause in the episode, The Puppets, while cleaning out old toys from a garage sale, Gumball and Darwin find their childhood puppets, which Darwin becomes really attached to, and even takes them into the bath, which leads to this funny moment.
Dude, can you cover yourself up first? Oh, yeah, sorry.
The episode then goes into a magic world in their imagination, leading to a bunch of other fourth wall breaks, with green screen people, Gumball imitating a dramatic record scratch, and Grady humming dramatic music, only for Gumball to ask what that was. In the episode The Nuisance, when finding out the citizens of Elmore want them to move away from Elmore, we see a bunch of examples of why that is, with Gumball specifically whistling the background music as he uses a museum as a bathroom. In the episode The Petals, Gumball and Darwin try to bring Leslie's beauty back, but the more they help, the uglier he gets, until they get to the final solution, which is cutting off Leslie's head. Of course, he doesn't want to get his head chopped off and makes a run for it, but Gumball and Darwin chase after him, all while acting like they're in a gardening show.
Today's episode is about the seasonal decapitation of flowers.
In the episode The Worst, the Watersons all complain about how hard their lives are, so they decide to switch roles. But after struggling in each other's shoes, they realize they actually prefer their original lives, and wraps it up by saying everyone has it really bad equally. Nicole, on the other hand, doesn't agree, as she just starts explaining why.
Well, no. Actually, there are some real imbalances that...
Exactly. Turns out everyone has it the worst.
Oh, no, that's the problem. Men just don't listen. Women always get cut off in the middle of their...
In the episode The Singing, everyone in Elmore is singing. From how much they love food to manners, everyone has something to sing about. And when it's time for a background character to go, he says this.
Dude, I'm just a background character. I'm not supposed to say anything.
In the episode The Heist, Richard somehow ends up robbing $2 million, and the Watersons try to figure out how to return it without getting arrested. Everyone throws out ideas, with Richard's plan being to hide the money, turn himself in, and collect it in 20 years. But when he finally goes back, the money's gone, with the culprits, of course, being his own family, who found the money in a flash forward.
Wait, how did you know where I hid it?
We're watching your flash forward.
Oh, come on, that doesn't seem fair.
In the episode The Weirdo, when looking at a normal day of Sussy's life, it gets weird really fast. And before it can go any further, this happens.
I think I've seen enough, thank you.
In the episode The Sorcerer, Gumball becomes obsessed with learning magic after seeing Miss Yodothumb's powers, and convinces her to train him, which was all just a trick to get him and Darwin to clean her cave. Then Darwin and Gumball break into a full-blown song, and the items look at the camera from time to time.
You don't wanna be a doctor, a lawyer, or a dentist. You wanna study magic, be a sorcerer's apprentice.
In the episode The Diet, Gumball and Darwin help Richard with his obsessive eating and put him on lockdown. But when they see he somehow got a burger, Darwin has to get in, only for it to turn out to be a trap, with Richard in the ceiling like he's about to eat Darwin. When Darwin tries to wipe it off, he ends up getting it on the camera lens. When that doesn't work, they realize they should have used his weakness of food to get him to exercise, which Darwin points out he needs.
Synth rock and crossfades?
He also points out how the montage was under a minute.
I knew all we needed to get Dad fit was a montage.
Yeah, and quick too. It was under a minute.
In the episode The Stars, Gumball and Darwin go on a reviewing spree across town, leading to everyone getting stars above their head, which obviously they shouldn't be seeing. In the episode The Catfish, it starts with Gumball on his computer, and Darwin asks if he's searching his name online again, leading to this.
Are you searching your name online again?
No, I've learned my lesson. Every time I close my eyes, I can still see those weird drawings of me.
draws that stuff?
And I don't want to imagine what else he might have seen of himself on the internet. In the episode The Ollie, when Gumball claims he's a skater, Darwin calls him a poser and says that he's never seen him ride a skateboard. And that leads to this funny fourth wall break.
Well, like how you always hold your head at a 3/4 angle because you look weird otherwise.
I don't see how that proves I'm a poser.
In the episode The Box, the Watersons get a box and imagine the things that they can do inside of it. Gumball imagines a teleportation gun, Nicole imagines money, and Ayes imagines a zombie apocalypse from a nuclear gun, and I think you get the point. But when it's Darwin's turn, Gumball does this.
Eyes of a kid!
I said it would be a huge letdown.
In the episode The Matchmaker, Gumball enlists Carrie to help him set up Darwin and Terry, trying to fake quarantine, shouting secrets, and online marriage. Carrie keeps sabotaging the plans because she likes Darwin, except she feels guilty and decides to actually help, making a love potion which randomly starts playing a song.
Where's that music coming from?
It's just what happens when you stir a love potion.
In the episode The Outside, the Watersons think Frankie wants a familiar environment like prison, but all Frankie hears is "bring Grandpa Frankie home," which based on his living situation, anyone would prefer. At one point, he squeezes a bottle of dirty water that splashes onto the camera, breaking the fourth wall. In the episode The Fuss, Nicole is mad at Richard for not knowing it's their anniversary, which it turns out that she misread the date, but when asked why she gets so upset over the things that she says not to have a fuss about, she explains people don't always mean what they say, and out of nowhere, subtitles pop up with examples.
Or, it's fine, honey.
Which both she and Gumball can see. But not knowing why she's so mad, Richard decides to get the date tattooed on his butt. And when they try to stop him, he keeps getting stopped by the split screen. In the episode The Potato, when eating a baked potato in front of Idaho, who is a potato by the way, Darwin opens it up when smashing it and gets it on the camera. In the episode The Copycats, the Watersons find a doppelganger family copying their every move. So they start doing dangerous stunts, hoping the copycats are no more. And in the end, the copycats are presumed to be gone, with Gumball and Darwin saying they're irreplaceable just for this to happen.
That'll teach them for trying to replace us.
Yeah, as if anyone else could do what I do.
Yeah, we're irreplaceable.
The entire episode is also a fourth wall break, since it's focused on copycats from an actual show called Miracle Star, which is a Chinese ripoff of Gumball. In the episode The Test, Tobias replaces Gumball as the loser, and we get a bunch of fourth wall breaks that I'll quickly go over, like Gumball getting labeled as the loser character, Sarah being the anime-obsessed fangirl who stalks the loser, and Darwin being the lovable sidekick. Sarah mentions how Tobias replaced Gumball as the main character,
And I think Tobias has replaced Gumball as the loser in the grand sitcom of our lives.
Hearing the laugh track, Tobias looks at the camera, and when Tobias makes a pun in the hospital, a guitar cue plays, so Sarah grabs the guitar and smashes it onto the screen. In the episode The Code, the Watersons' Wi-Fi goes out after Mr. Robinson changes the password, so Gumball and Darwin have to sneak in to get it back. And after some imagination and hacking later, they get to the computer where you can see the Cartoon Network logo and the initials of the Amazing World of Gumball. In the episode The Boredom, Gumball and Darwin are bored out of their minds, so they wander around town hoping that something exciting will happen. All while total chaos unfolds beneath them, from cops crashing into each other to lightsaber testing. But they miss all of it, and after a full day of nothing but craziness happens, they head home to go right back to staring at the clock when this happens.
High five goes ride the whip. High five goes ride the Good morning. Oh, good morning.
In the episode The Stories, Molly's stories are so unbearably boring that even Darwin wishes he was in a crossfade montage. Well, it's literally happening.
I wish life was like in movies. Right now, we'd be going through some crossfade montage instead of suffering through every single word.
That was ironic.
After feeling so bad that nobody wants to listen to her boring stories, they decide to create an insane story for her to tell. And then here, before Tina and Bobbert go at it, you can see the camera get fogged up when Tina roars. Now, for the last episode in season 5, we got the rerun. And while a lot of the fourth wall breaks are basically just some funny moments, this episode takes it to a whole new level. Taking place after the episode The Disaster, which will be important in a minute, the episode leans hard into fourth wall breaks. It all starts with Rob getting new powers through a remote that can control the entire show, and uses it to destroy Gumball's world, and it causes all these fourth wall breaks. Flashbacks into previous episodes with Rob, when Darwin once again reads the subtitles, Gumball rearranges them, and Darwin accidentally swallows most of them. He rewinds Nicole and Richard, Rob fast forwards to make Gumball move at high speed, he keeps changing the brightness, contrast, and framing of the episode. When Rob presses zoom, Gumball hits mute, cutting off all the sound. Then he presses channel and ends up on the news station briefly, wondering if the world is just a giant TV screen before going back in and chasing Rob. But all the fourth wall breaks in this episode don't even end here, as they go all the way back to season 4, episode 40, The Disaster, where the fourth wall breaks all started. So I'll go over them quickly again. The song the Wattersons sing is just the end credits theme with different lyrics.
Nothing can go wrong, we'll be happy all day long. And that's the reason why we sing this song.
When Rob rewinds time with the remote, he goes back through the episode's title card, intro, the UK version, the CN's Check It 3.0 bumper, and even the end credits. Rob messes with Nicole and Richard's relationship by taking off the parental filter. Rob adjusts the screen resolution and contrast, changing how the image looks on screen. When Rob changes the language during Gumball's conversation with Penny, she immediately notices that they're speaking a different one. Rob admits that he never wanted to be a villain, and he wanted to be the sidekick who got a plush toy in a spin-off. He also reveals that the world of Elmore isn't even real. When Rob and Gumball are fighting, the remote keeps messing up the episode anywhere after. Music, slow motion, power off format. As Gumball falls into the void, the other side of the portal turns into a TV screen, showing the end credits rolling, the closing theme playing. Now, that's a lot of fourth wall breaks in just one episode. Continuing with fourth wall breaks, we got the episode The Scam. Gumball and Carrie come up with a story about Gargoth, leading to this moment. In the episode The Compilation, Gumball and Darwin do several made-up challenges, and in the high-pitched voice challenge, this happens.
Oh no, I broke the camera.
I don't think it was the camera.
Afterwards, a narrator takes us to look at a lost episode of Gumball we've never seen before.
Warning, not for the faint-hearted. You are about to see the first real footage from a lost episode called No Breathing.
And for the last ones, it's the citizens of Elmore singing Weird Like You and Me, on how everyone is weird, so don't feel left out.
Weird like you and me.
In the episode The Fury, Nicole's old friend Yuki challenges Nicole to a fight. At first, she just ignores her, but after threatening her life, she accepts. And there's no challenge without an anime art style change, leading to this moment.
Takes ages to get anywhere on these legs.
In the episode The Slap, Gumball wants Tobias to slap his butt, so he tries several different tactics to make this happen. One of them involves pretending to choke so that Tobias will pat him on the back, but instead of getting his butt slapped, this happens.
I got this.
When that doesn't work, Gumball breaks into a full-on song, where he then comes up with the idea for Darwin to switch places with him at the last second to finally get slapped, which is when Tobias can be heard whistling the same Gumball song from earlier.
So is it not inviting?
In the episode The Blame, Felicity bans video games, but after Gumball and Darwin's performance, she gives Gumball 3 chances to prove that her games are beneficial, which leads to this moment. In the episode The Night, the moon speaks to the viewer for most of the episode, looking at the citizens of Elmore's dreams and nightmares. Some are as innocent as wanting to be a dough made into a bun.
I'm a bun, I'm a bun, I'm a tasty, tasty bun.
And there's also crazier ones like sussies. Other characters also realize what's happening inside the episode, like Larry noticing the pixie dust transition, and Daisy waking up from her dream and talking to us. In the episode The Bus, Rocky convinces the kids that they don't have to go to school, but things take a weird turn when they get held for ransom by some so-called criminals, who turned out to be their parents trying to teach them a lesson. In the end, it's revealed that Rob was behind the whole thing, planning an $1 million high-speed chase, which Rocky, who was also intrigued of what was happening, says,
"Sorry, it's kind of hard to keep your eyes on the road when there's a crucial plot twist happening in the back of your boat."
In the episode The Nest, Watterson's neighbor, Gary, is missing, so Gumball and Darwin set out on a mission to find him, and while looking for clues, this happens.
Nah, if it was, it'd be more dramatic than that.
In the episode The Awkwardness, Gumball ran out of ketchup and decided to go to the mall to buy some. And on the walk there, he's rapping at the camera about how much he loves ketchup.
Ketchup is my favorite sauce, it is the condiment of taste. Ketchup is so useful, you taste great at many things. You can use it on a burger or spaghetti bolognese. You can use it to clean your ears or even wash your face.
In the episode The Love takes every odd shape imaginable when Bobbert catches a love virus, leading to Gumball, Darwin, and the citizens of Elmore to explore romance. But in the third segment about chemistry, the narrator breaks the fourth wall by explaining love directly to us, the viewer.
Oh, well, scratch that. There are no rules to love, so let's just dance.
In the episode The Signal, the episode glitches multiple times, leading to some interesting fourth wall breaks.
Yeah, that one makes you look kind of...
Yeah, I get it. How about this?
Yeah, that one makes you look...
Yeah, too Canadian.
Come on, let's just thug it out.
Gumball and Darwin come to the conclusion that they're in a TV show, but just as they piece it together, the episode shifts to the Watterson family eating dinner. In the episode The Origins, we get a look at Gumball and Darwin's origin story and how they met. They instantly bond when Gumball wants to show this. The camera crashes into Gumball's face multiple times, as if it's trying to get his attention.
Nope, still don't get it. Nope.
In the episode The Uploads, Gumball and Darwin try to get off the internet, but after one video, they get sucked in, literally, watching Elmore stream. Things start breaking the fourth wall once one video, Gorilla vs. Killer Whale, has the Cartoon Network logo. Then Gumball stumbles onto a trailer for the Amazing World of Gumball movie, just to turn out to be a troll. In the episode The Routine, Richard is on a mission to retrieve one thing, mayonnaise, but immediately falls asleep, which leads to this.
Let the quest begin!
In the episode The Return, Richard loses the kids and tries to retrace his steps. He ends up at the mall and remembers leaving them in a ball pit, only to find out that they're being shipped somewhere else. So he goes into dad mode and starts chasing the truck. And of course, no chase scene is complete without the perfect music. A radio announcer says,
"The right music at the right time. Coming up next, 3 minutes 50 of non-stop chase music."
But now we're getting into season 3, which is a lot more OG, and they used fourth wall breaks a lot more sparingly back then. And we're starting with the episode The Money, where the episode literally breaks down. It starts off at Joyful Burger. After Richard wastes all their money, the Wattersons are totally broke. They're offered a chance though to be in a Joyful Burger commercial, but Gumball says no, because he doesn't want to sell out. From there, we get a couple glances at the camera, and even the entire episode breaking down from final product to literal sticky notes. In the episode The Triangle, Darwin joins the school marching band, and Gumball gets jealous because he wanted to stay losers together. And when holding him back, the others are playing their instruments, which leads to this.
How do we get better?
Through a training montage!
Precisely, Sussy.
later, Gumball gets blamed for messing with Darwin's whistle and gets banned from the band. But after finding a cardboard cutout of Darwin, he realizes that someone else is behind it.
But who could it be? It could be anyone. Everyone's a suspect. There's no way of knowing who did this. Ow! Right, Banana Joe, I get it!
In the episode The Countdown, a timer appears on screen that Gumball and Darwin can see, giving them just 6 minutes to get to school. But in a rush to make it, this happens. In the episode The Safety, Darwin becomes obsessively protective after watching a safety video. But not only does Darwin become very protective, but the show as well.
But it always looks like that. Oh, that's because I put the child filter on the house.
What the? Wait, what's happening? It's like there's some kind of device censoring every gosh word I say.
Gumball, Anais, and Nicole crash into a warning notice.
Warning. These stunts are performed by cartoon characters. Do not under any circumstances attempt to imitate or recreate the majority of things that happen in cartoons. Obviously.
Nicole is aware of the sound effects and fighting gets censored.
Did anyone see what happened? I'm pretty sure I didn't hit this guy.
In the episode The Oracle, Gumball finds one of Banana Barbara's paintings that predicts that he'll end up naked in the mall. And despite his best efforts to change fate, everything in the painting comes true, and it ends with this. In the episode The Shell, Gumball and Penny are in the final scene of their school play, Beauty and the Beast. When Penny says it's time for the big kiss, Gumball, feeling the pressure, wonders why they're always in space whenever this happens. In the episode The Lie, it's January, and after coming out of such a happy month like December, everyone is down. So Gumball and Anais decide to create their own holiday to cheer everyone up. Throughout the episode, the narrator speaks to the viewer, even interrupting the episode when Darwin is about to scream.
We'll save you the pain of how loud Darwin's sound was. Just imagine the scream of 1,000,000 chihuahuas.
In the episode The Allergy, Darwin starts sneezing uncontrollably, and his sneezes get so intense that they start wrecking everything. Everyone thinks that he's allergic to stupidity, but in the end, Anais figures out that it was just a feather from their pillow that got stuck in his gills the whole time. But before the episode ends, this happens. In the episode The Move, Clayton's lying has gone too far, so Gumball and Darwin try to confront him, which leads to this moment.
All right, enough. You need to control yourself, man.
In the episode The Fraud, Gumball and Darwin are in Principal Brown's office for being naked in school. They ask how he knew, which leads to this.
Oh, it was the pixelated part!
When Principal Brown goes on about how lying is bad, he gets exposed for having a fake diploma, so Principal Brown tries everything to get them to not tell. From bribing them with money to turning himself into a cool kid. But when he tries to trick them in a safe, he winks at the camera, and Gumball also looks at the camera. In the episode The Extras, when Gumball and Darwin complain that nothing exciting ever happens, a green bear suddenly bursts into a song about how they want to be noticed. In the episode The Fan, Sarah becomes obsessed with inserting herself into Gumball and Darwin's life, treating everything like a scripted story, causing this fourth wall break.
What is that? What are you doing?
Now, for the last episode of season 3, we got the kids. Gumball and Darwin make fun of their parents for being old, and Gumball even points out that he's been 12 forever.
Yeah, dude, I've been 12 for like forever now.
But when their voices suddenly drop, everything changes. They get mistaken for adults, kicked off of the bus, and struggle to communicate with others, which leads to a bunch of fourth wall breaks. Gumball's face is squished by Patrick's side of the split screen, and in the end, their voices become even younger than before, which leads Darwin to say,
That means we're in the 1% of people who never grow old.
As we move on to season 2, we begin with a banger episode, the finale. The Watersons need to pay a huge bill for their damages in previous episodes, so they split up and try to fix their problems in their own way, but all end up in jail. Gumball questions why the episode isn't wrapping up on a happy note, showing he knows the typical structure of an episode, and Anais suddenly says,
Show's over.
directly nodding to the show's ending format. But after some inspiring words backwards from Gumball. They break out of jail and realize the only way to fix everything is to cause more chaos. When they do that, they all go back to the house where all of Elmore is after them, and Gumball says,
The only thing that can save us is reality being completely reset by some kind of magic device!
In the episode The World, everyday objects in Elmore come to life and reveal their secret lives when no one is watching, and eventually take over the spotlight, singing at us. In the episode The Castle, Saturday and Richard is taking care of the kids, and after a trip to the store, we go back to the house, where Darwin mentions this.
Dude, have you noticed that your voice has changed?
What? You mean how I sound like a man and you screw like a piglet on helium?
In the episode The Game, Gumball and Darwin find their made-up board game, Dodger Dare. They warn everyone else of the dangers that the game has, but nobody listens, which leads to the game getting crazier and crazier, from simple dares like prank calls to the literal floor is lava. And when they realize they have to beat the game, Gumball pulls a card that says,
Dramatic music will play until the end of the game.
In the episode The Dream, Gumball has a surreal dream where Darwin kisses Penny, making him angry when he wakes up, and he holds a grudge. To patch things up, they build a tinfoil tunnel to enter each other's dreams, where this happens.
Dude, give me that feed! It's mine! You don't need it! It's only your feet! That's all I have left to hide!
In the episode The Flakers, Darwin leaves Gumball to face Tina alone, so they get into another big fight until Anais steps in with a cupcake challenge to help them make up, and does this. Such a small thing can really just be a fourth wall break. In the episode The Apology, Gumball and Darwin try to let Miss Simeon know that her butt is showing, but she takes it the completely wrong way and spends the whole episode trying to get them in trouble. Her plans totally backfire and even mess up things with Principal Brown, so the boys decide to actually do something bad to help her out. But when she catches up to them and starts chasing them, Gumball yells,
Oh, why do I have to run every 8 minutes of my life?
Season 2 definitely had less fourth wall breaks, but wasn't shy to break the fourth wall from time to time. But now we've made it to season 1, the beginning of everything. In the episode The Fight, Gumball gets bullied by Tina, and after Anais's failed attempts to stop it, he prepares for a schoolyard fight with the help from Richard's bunny hop technique and cardboard armor that Darwin made. But the fight turns into a chase through school. In the episode The Microwave, Gumball proudly shows Darwin his newest invention, the Gross Jar, a container packed with disgusting stuff like bird poop and throw up from Richard, leading to Gumball winking at the camera. In the episode The Car, Gumball and Darwin are playing the greatest board game ever, Dodger Dare, and they pull a card that says throw the ball to the moon using only shiny objects from the trash. So Gumball builds a launcher, but instead of going to the moon, the ball flies straight at him.
Hey, the card says no hands.
Ugh.
I'm convinced this is not a fourth wall break, and that Darwin can just do that. In the episode The Party, Rachel agrees to let her brother and her friends come to her party after he blackmails her, but only under one condition.
But you all have to bring
A date!
Uh-huh. Good luck!
After some awkward searching, Gumball ends up going with Tina, but when he's eventually left alone with Penny, it turns out that she's the one who's been asking him to go all along, and he was just way too clueless to get it. As they finally have their moment, we see the other time Gumball's in space with Penny, and when the party's over and everyone's gone, the last surprise comes when Miss Simeon and Principal Brown are caught hiding in the closet by none other than you. In the episode The Painting, Principal Brown misreads Anais's painting as a cry for help and switches the family's roles. Nicole stays at home and relaxes, Richard must find a job, and Gumball and Darwin are sent to Mr. Small, except this doesn't help at all. But before Principal Brown can say anything, Anais reveals she loved her family, exactly the way they are, with both of these two scenes happening after. In the episode The Spoon, Richard forgets Nicole's gifts and sends Gumball and Darwin to get one at the gas station, where they unknowingly help a robber named Sal Left Thumb. But when Gumball and Darwin get in the gas station, they wink at the camera 2 different times. So in the end, these are all of the fourth wall breaks that I could find in Gumball. From some crazy ones to some simple glances at the camera. Gumball is not shy to break the fourth wall when it needs to. But let me know if I missed any down in the comments below. And make sure to subscribe because you made it all the way to the end. You might as well.